Okay, so this is what the application is going to look like from the student's side. They'll download the application from App Store. They'll enter. They can play as guest or with a new account. I would suggest that they play as guests. So the code can be either displayed in the classroom or shared. Of course, if we're in the physical classroom, we just share it with the students. And if we're teaching online, you can just share the code with them through Google Classroom or Zoom. Okay, join game. The password that I have set for this game is Nada. Of course, you can, from the settings as a teacher, you can just skip the password. The player name, let's say her name is Lulu. Create player and join game. Okay, so these are the missions with the points assigned. Okay, as soon as they finish each mission, it's going to just move into the other section, which is the completed. Now, if we go to rankings, for example, they're going to see the other teams or the other players. Here we have Sarah, but Sarah still has 0 points, just like Lulu. Notifications and so on, my activity and what she has done, the points that she has, how many missions she has submitted, and how many points she has. Let's move now to missions. Okay, so the first mission is contrasting images. If I just click on it, demonstrate in a picture two contrasting images. Now, why did I select contrasting images? Because it's one of the skills that are under the title Reading Focus in my book, okay? In the poem, The Lady of Shalott, that I have in my book. So as a student now, I either have this prepared. Of course, I'm going to have, read all the tasks, all the missions, and I'll try to search for the contrasting image. So what I'll do is that I'll just click snap evidence. Okay. Now, for me, this is a contrasting image. A white and a black cat. One asleep and the other is awake. Okay, and you can just say, for example, a black and white cat demonstrate one asleep and the other is awake. Demonstrate okay, a contrasting image. Of course, they can just add more explanation. Okay? Okay, so now I'll go back to the missions and I'll choose the next mission to be, for example, the vocabulary. Okay? Vocabulary, through a short video, show how something is waning. Now, waning is a word, is a vocabulary word actually in my lesson. Waning means fading. So, you have to snap something. As a student, you have to show how something is fading. Okay? So, for example, since I'm asked to have a video, I just switch into video mode. Okay? And I just record it. Now, of course, this was recorded from a YouTube video on my laptop. What any student can do is that they can just show it as something live, for example. Okay? And add a public caption. You can just say, for example, the light is waning. In this sunset, for example. Okay? That's it. Submit evidence. And you've got 2 completed ones. Okay? 400 points each. Let's go back to the remaining ones. Okay, we'll move to the another vocabulary term. Through a selfie, show how your countenance is when you find out that you have failed an exam. Countenance is a vocabulary term in my book that means the facial expressions. That's why I asked the students to show me a selfie. Okay, snap evidence. Okay, I'll just change it into, for example, my countenance show that I was pretty upset and surprised by my because I failed the test. Excuse my my image, okay? And then submit evidence. Again, it moved into the completed ones. I'll move now to the next mission. Use alliterations and be a poet. Improvise a 2-line poetry that has alliteration. Now, here I have an attached link. If I just click it, it's gonna directly take me into a YouTube video explaining what alliteration is. Okay, let's go back to the application. Okay, so alliteration here is one of the sound devices that are explained in my book under the title Literary Focus, and it means the repetition of the beginning consonants of words. Okay, so this is, for example, my evidence. A rusty roar of sadness suddenly awoke me from my dazzling dream directly. Okay, I can just have a picture taken or a video. I'll just choose a video. A rusty roar of sadness suddenly awoke me from my dazzling dream directly. Of course, by adding, such sound effects, it might be more interesting. Okay, so I can just add a note. I can just rewrite it, or I'll just add, let's say, the repeated consonants. The repeated consonants are underlined. Okay, and that's it. Submit. Okay, I've got 3 more. The next one is a comprehension question. Comprehension. The Lady of Shalott. The Lady of Shalott is actually the poem is called The Lady of Shalott, and the main character in this poem is called the Lady of Shalott. The Lady of Shalott in the poem spent her day and night doing one thing only. Demonstrate what that thing is. In the poem, actually, she spent her day and night weaving. Okay, so for example, I'll snap an evidence. Voila, that's it. And I can just write the Lady of Shalott. Shalott spends her day and night weaving. Okay, that's it. Submit. Okay, so I'll move now to the next mission, romantic poetry. Actually, in my poem, my poem belongs to Romanticism, which is a movement, and I have already explained that in my class. Okay, what is Romanticism, what is romantic poetry, and the features of romantic poetry. So, and even if I didn't, they're the ones who are supposed to go and search for it. So you can just play around. So The Lady of Shalott is a romantic poem that has many romantic features. Through a video, show us something in your home that can symbolize one of these features and explain briefly. So here it's specified through a video, so a picture won't do. So let's go snap an evidence, and I'll choose video, and plants and greenery are one thing that the romantic poets have focused on in their poems. That's it. Okay, and I can just write that, or I'll skip and then submit evidence. And then the last one is the feedback. Okay, so my last mission is to submit a feedback to demonstrate how you have felt by the end of the poem. The poem actually ends with the death of Lady of Shalott. So it's rather a very sad ending. So this is the way that I select, that I'll do. Okay, and then I just change it. For example, I'm heartbroken. Okay, that's it. Submit feedback. Evidence, and I'm done. I've got all of them completed. Now I can see the ranking, of course, if I've got other players, and so on. Okay, my activity, everything that I have done. Again, excuse me for and that's it. Thank you so much.